Right, so today I'm going to tackle the brakes, front and back. But before I do that, I just want to show you what I'm planning for it with the exhaust. I've got this collector, this 2-to-1 collector for I think it's a Ducati Scrambler. So I know that the diameter here is much bigger, but I actually have graphite inserts that will go and change the size for me. So the idea, I know it doesn't look pretty at the moment, but I think it'll work. It's going to be something like this. Then I have another little mid pipe, just a small little one to go. And I know this isn't exactly right because this is too long, but so I want it much shorter there. I might even cut it here. And that's kind of the idea of where I'm going with this. So I think that's going to work. Yeah, I might actually show you like this. This out. I could even shorten these pipes, to be honest, and take it from lower. But anyway, I'll have a look. I'll see. I don't want to make too much modifications to the original bike, but I'll do something like this. And then I obviously have a mount off the tray or something like that. So I think that's going to look fine. So yeah, I'm getting excited about this exhaust pipe, but I'm still waiting for a little pipe to arrive. A small little mid pipe. But yeah, look, let's get going with the brakes anyway. But I think this exhaust is going to be pretty cool. Right, so we've got the back brake and the front brake. I have to clean this up a little bit. As you can see, there's two exact same. Just gonna have to see which one is better and use that one. So I'll just leave the back one for the moment. I'll tackle the front one first. So I got new master cylinder and levers. The old one, just cleaning it up was a nightmare. I suppose the only interesting thing about the Bros is it doesn't use a banjo bolt on the front, or at least I think the Hawk does, but I don't think the Bros. So what you have here instead, you've got a 10mm bolt. There's a copper washer. Got a 10mm bolt, and well, you can unscrew. And you can still use just a banjo bolt instead. There's a couple of copper washers, so I hope it fits. I haven't measured it, like as you can see. I've never even taken this out, so this is just a guess, but I'm hoping it's right. Two washers. Yeah, so that bolts in okay. So, and my new banjo fitting will go onto it. So that's the idea. Okay, so look, I'll bolt in the caliper. Obviously the system is dry, so I'm gonna have to fill it with fluid. I have an actual pump that'll actually suck it out, so that's gonna make my life a bit easier, and will speed up the process rather than having to pump it the whole time with my hand, like so. Yeah, okay, so look, I'll do the front one and then I'll clean up. I have to actually clean this one up as well, so I'll clean this one up before I put it in, or at least whatever I can do with it. I'm not actually going to paint it, I'll leave it the way it is, but I will clean it. I have some brake cleaner there, so I will clean it. And then yeah, get on with this. Just throw it in. Alright, so I'm just going to clean this up, but before that I'm going to have to take off these pads. So there's a little plastic cover that just pops off. It goes sideways like that. It just pops off. You can see there's pads there, and they're held in by this pin. That's an Allen key, but and there's a little Allen in there. Now, if I can find my Allen key, that would be great. Have it. Oh, it was actually loose. Alright. So the pads will just pop out as soon as I take this out. There's the pin, and there's the pads. There's also a kind of a retainer, as you can see. That just pushes the pads down. Right, so I'll move back these pistons. I'll clean it up and I'll just move them back. Alright, so I'm just going to move the calipers back. I'm just using the G-clamp here to just get the calipers back, and I'm actually going to paint this caliper because it was so bad that I couldn't put it next to my lovely new wheel, and that's all I'm doing. I'm just moving them back. One more. Alright, so pistons are back. So I'm just going to clean this up and paint it. Alright, so as you can see, I've painted up the caliper, and I got new pads, so that's grand, so I'll put them in afterwards. But I made a mistake. So my my banjo idea that I was going to put in here, the line is actually too long, so what's going to happen is it's going to sit out like that, and it'll be a little bit curved. So that was a fail. So what I did instead, I went back and I bought a new one, if you can see it, and that takes this original 10mm fitting. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that in. But before I do that, I'm just going to fit the pads. Yeah, I'm going to fit the pads, and I'm going to fit the master cylinder. Alright, so that's the caliper back on the bench. I'm just going to put it back together. It's just the reverse of what I did earlier. So I'm going to pop in my two pads, just rub them down. That's the bad boy. Pin. Just grab an Allen key. Pads. Just put the little cap in, if I can find it. There's that. It's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. That's it. That's my little cap, and just this bad boy. Clip in that way. Okay, that's it. We separate them out and throw them on the bike. I can get the hose on then. Now, like I said, on the bike, this one is a little bit too long, so I can't use the banjo bolt anymore. That was the original plan, to go onto the caliper with the banjo bolt. So I had to scrap this idea, I'd say if you want to go this way, it should be about 80 centimeters. This is 90. It's too long, so you end up with a kind of a kink. It doesn't look great, and it's also not very safe. So I'm gonna have to scrap this idea. So I got this one from Goodrige. I got these directly from them. As you can see, I haven't even opened it yet. The website says it's going to take up to 3 weeks for them to actually make this. It took exactly 3 weeks for them to make it. I thought I was going to crawl out of my own skin. It took that long. But anyway, they did say it was going to take 3 weeks, and it took 3 weeks. Let's have a look. Nice and black. Loads of lovely stickers, bolts, and the hose itself. It does look lovely. It's much shorter, a lot shorter than the one I bought. Let's see. Yeah, it looks 10 centimeters shorter. Yeah, so it's about 80 or thereabouts. I can actually measure it. Let me measure it and just see. Just out of curiosity what the front one is. But as you can see, it takes the 10mm. It's a nice kit. I don't know how much it was. It was about 35, I think, or thereabouts for that kit. But yeah, let me just measure that. The measuring tape. Now, 76. With the fixings, it's actually 76. I was thinking around 80, but 76. Okay, look, let me put the caliper on, put this on, and oh yeah, and the controls as well. I'll show you the controls. And the master cylinder. I actually did a bit more on the instrument panel. I'll show you that as well. Right, so as you can see, I fitted these. Like I said, none of this is set up. It's just there. It's kind of, everything's kind of loose. But I just wanted to put the hose on. As you can see, I've redesigned my my controls, and the reason I did that was I had previously just the one, if you remember. But then I noticed that this actually doesn't have a temperature gauge, so I got a temperature gauge, and then it kind of looked weird. It looked like the GS headlamp on the BMW. So then I decided to get another one, which is just a voltmeter. It's just for aesthetics, no real good reason for it. But anyway, I'll know what my the voltage of my battery is. So anyway, that's that. But this is what we're at. So let me just fit the hose, and let's bleed this bad boy. Alright, so with the kit you get 2 bolts and 3 washers. So this is the original that came with this. So I'm going to take that off. Now, a little cap. Dust doesn't go into it. Yeah, something like that. So one washer goes on the bolt, goes through it, second washer, and goes in. I'm going to use the Goodrige ones. Goes under the headlamp and then straight down. You know this is made in Europe because they use a size 13, so Japs now use 13, but anyway. That's it, tight now. We'll just do the other side. Right, I'll open up this reservoir. All there. actually straighten this up a little. You can see nothing's attached to anything here. Okay, so this is a very simple tool. You pump it up. I'll show you with my finger over. Pressurizes, and it pulls all the air out. And then obviously all the fluid goes in here, so you're not wasting any fluid. So all it's doing is just pulling air. So I'll attach this to the other side, the bleeding nipple, and I'll just do that, and I'll pump it all through. Alright, so just I have to keep an eye on that reservoir. I move the wheel to show you, and half the fluid hit the ground. But anyway, clean that up in a minute before it eats. Right, so ooh. I always say one swift move. Ooh. I've never actually had this opened. Ooh. This isn't good. Not good at all. Hopefully this doesn't snap on me now. Okay, so I've gone a little back and forth. Put a WD-40 and it's starting to turn. Yeah. Okay, so I've pressed the handle so the pistons are fully compressing now. So it's just the last bit of air out of it. And I'll do the same, I'll pump this up. You see there's the pressure. And you might, I don't know if you can see this or not, but sure, look. You should see little bubbles of air there. Alright, so that's that one's done. As you can see, it's solid. Front brake is nice and responsive. Obviously, once I get it on the road, I'll know a bit better about the front brakes, and I can adjust them a little bit here. I have a small adjustment here, so I can adjust them. So yeah, I'll get onto the back one next. That one is a little bit different, because I need to do the pedal and the brackets and all that kind of thing for the master cylinder. So yeah, okay, I'll get on with that next.